What's up, Pride fans? It is Duda Pavão here, but this time it's not the two of us because we have someone very special joining straight from California. And it's my pleasure to welcome Amanda Cromwell as the new Orlando Pride head coach. Coach Amanda, welcome to Orlando.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, Orlando Pride, for welcoming me back to a city I was in for so long.
Before we get to the questions, Amanda, we just want to know, how are you doing? How are you feeling that it's finally official now?
It's a dream come true, really. Coach Pro, be in a city that I love, that I have a lot of support, the ownership group with the Wilfs, and everything I know about the Orlando Pride is first class. And I'm just really excited to get started. And I know these players are ready to go come February.
And I know I told you welcome to Orlando, but should actually be welcome back to Orlando because you're a familiar face here in the Orlando community. You coached UCF for 14 seasons. Coach Amanda, why Orlando? Why did you decide to start this new chapter, the professional level now in Orlando?
Well, I mean, it's really like a second home to me. I grew up in Virginia, but a lot of my adult life is in Orlando, and I had so many great memories there. Even with UCLA, we played in Orlando City Stadium in the Final Four. So I just have a lot of ties there. And like I said, the club is world class. The leadership and the ownership group, you can't beat it. So come back to the warm weather, even more warm than California, and enjoy the lake and beach life a little bit.
Well, we can't wait for you to come join us as soon as possible, Amanda. But so you've been coaching at the college level now for 25 years. During this period, you led UCLA to the 2013 NCAA championship, many Pac-12 titles, College Cup appearances, one of them here at Exploria Stadium, like you mentioned. But Coach Amanda, what made you decide that now is the right time for you to start writing this new chapter of your career, but at the professional level?
I think it's a couple of things. Knowing where we are with the league right now, it's exciting times. And I know ownerships, like I mentioned, ownership groups that are coming in around the league, but also the Will family makes it really exciting and what they want to do with not only Orlando Pride, but Orlando City. And knowing there's this community in Orlando, Central Florida, and Florida in general, the state has so much soccer knowledge and passion for the game. So for me as a fan, but also a coach that wants to get into that next elite level, I consider what we've been doing at UCLA and even the Pac-12 is almost a minor league to the pro league, because we're feeding the league. Where a lot of our players are playing in the NWSL, they're playing abroad. So really, it's just the next step from being in the minor league, so to speak, to then going and playing with the big dogs.
For sure. And you are extremely familiar with a lot of faces now that are currently playing in the NWSL and some at the Orlando Pride. Did you have time to reach out to anyone that was playing in the league as of now?
Regarding this position, it's been, we're trying to keep things on the down low a little bit until it was official. But I've been texting with Sydney LaRue and Viviana Villacorta. I coached at UCLA. Actually, she was back in town, so I just saw her at our UCLA team banquet. She came, so it was great to see her. But Sid, she's someone I coached at the U20 World Cup, and we won a World Cup together. And I was blessed and beyond grateful to be a part of that staff with Tony DeChico. And Sid's playing some amazing soccer. Obviously, there's Marta and so many of the superstars, but there's a great younger group there. And I think there's a really good mix of talent. And I'm just excited to see them all and get going.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, you coached Sydney at the Under-20 World Cup. And while you've been at the college ranks for quite some time now, you are also a former club player, a former U.S. women's national team player. How do you think that your experiences as a player has helped you shape the coach that you are today?
Being a part of the first pro league, the WUSA, I played 3 different teams in 3 years. So I know what it feels like to be a player kind of in limbo. Like, are you going to get traded? Are you going to be waived? Are you going to get picked up by another player or another team, another club? And also my national team career, I have so much respect for what it takes to get to this level, to get to the pro level, the international level. And again, as a player, you can kind of relate to what they go through on the physical side, the mental side, the emotional side, the travel, the demands. So there's so much that goes into being a footballer that we as coaches have to be really mindful about just training loads and certain days off that need to be taken when you can tell there's a fatigue setting in. So all of those things throughout my career, even my college career, there's so many things that happen, and there's new things coming that are really elevating the game. There's a lot of science-based knowledge, data analysis, working with the GPS and the heart rate and all of those things that go into making every player like the most efficient player possible and getting the most out of them on a daily basis. So that this kind of level where everyone's pouring into the team, there's so many resources in Orlando with the Pride. And so that's what, my job is to really kind of make it all come together and have really good training environment, which will be competitive yet fun. High expectations for sure. I'm used to winning championships, so those are always my goals.
Now you mentioned the high expectations, right? What, for the fans especially, what can we expect from a team that is coached by Amanda Cromwell? How do you describe yourself as a coach?
We play the beautiful game. We're a building team. We play through the lines. We engage our midfielders. We definitely want to play a style that the fans will come on to watch and really, really like sink their teeth into. Like, wow, this exciting goal scoring, flying forward with our outside backs, engaging all parts of the field and scoring all different ways. I recognize that set plays are really important, especially in the program where the margin victory is so small. So just being excellent on set plays, defending and attacking, knowing our teams are going to be very prepared. We do a lot with scout video and preparation, and just knowing they're going to have fun on the field.
What are you most excited about coming to Orlando?
I think just getting to this level and being around these elite players on a daily basis, and then having a staff that we can all pour into them, and to be in an environment where it's the best league in the world. It's the best top to bottom league in the world. So knowing every game is competitive. Every game it counts for something. So you really have to be on point and doing your thing on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. And so it's really about coming together as a club, and how do we get the most out of these players? How can we pour into them? How can we get them to buy into our culture and our philosophy? And I think all of that coming together when games start, that's going to be the exciting. That first game, like I got some chills thinking about it. It's going to be incredible in Exploria Stadium, the first home game especially.
For sure. And you mentioned the culture and the philosophy, especially during this past 2 years. We saw how you as a coach, right, supported all your athletes at UCLA during the activism and being there for them. How important do you think, Amanda, that is to kind of have the good culture of the locker room and being there for your players?
It's paramount to any club. You have to, your players have to know you care about them. I know they're professionals. They're not high school players, but they still want to know you care about them, and you care about what they're passionate about, and you care about their families and their success. So we support them, social activism, making sure we feel like we're all on the same page with what we're doing as a club. And the ownership group has been really good about that, with supporting the Minnesota Vikings players and what they feel the need to get out in the community and really speak for, whether it was racial justice. The list goes on. I mean, there's so many social issues in the world right now that I feel like we have a platform to use, and the athletes have a platform, and I fully support them using it.
Coach Amanda, it is a pleasure. We cannot wait for you to get to Orlando, get to work, and we look forward for next year. So welcome to Orlando. Welcome back to Orlando.
Thank you, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait to get started.
Go Pride. Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you soon. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.